Right, guys, it's Jacob on the one up top. I'm on my cousin's stairs at the moment, so bear with. I'm with two Liverpool fans. Sonny, you guys have seen him before. And I've got a new attendee in RJ, a friend of a friend, and they're going to help me preview Arsenal versus Liverpool. So obviously I'll be fair and speak about Arsenal first. In the last month or so, they've been in good form. They beat Spurs quite convincingly. At home, I think they've won three of their last five. One was the Olympiacos game, if you guys remember, which was a dead ringer anyway. And then they've lost to Man City. In the other games, they've beat Benfica, Spurs, and Leeds. So they'd like to think that they'd have a chance. I think if they play Lacazette up top, it'd be a problem for some Liverpool defenders. That's what Arsenal fans would say. But then obviously going forward, you'd hope that the front three click. I'd say that Arsenal are going to be confident in this game, but I've got two Liverpool fans here that might make me change my opinion. What do you guys think? I'll start with RJ first.
The way I see it is we're 5 points behind Chelsea. We've got Real Madrid on Tuesday. Arsenal, let's be honest, in terms of the league, they don't really have much to play for. And if anything, their entry into Champions League is through the Europa League. And they've got a big game on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Liverpool, recent form, doing well away from home. It's at home where we've struggled recently. So if I was to put money on this game, I think Liverpool win 2-1. But it very much depends on Kabak and Phillips, how well they play. In recent games, they've obviously played really well. Lacazette, you've got Saka, you've got Aubameyang. They'll cause a lot of problems. But getting Firmino back into the central midfield, I think obviously it was something Klopp should have probably done a few games ago. But it's given us that kind of foundation that we need. So I'm hoping a combination of Liverpool it's a must-win game for Liverpool. With the Champions League, yeah, we're playing against Real Madrid, but there's loads of other great teams in the Champions League currently. We need Champions League football. And we're only 5 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea have got some tough fixtures towards the end of this season with Leicester, City, I think, and United. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to go and try and get 3 points, whilst hopefully Arsenal will focus on the Europa League. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah, you know, one thing I didn't realise though is that you say that Arsenal, haven't got anything to play for, but if they win this game, they go a point behind you.
Yeah, they go a point
Mad,
behind us.
isn't it? You know what I mean? It's mad. But I was thinking the same thing as you. But they go a point behind you if they win.
They go a point behind us, but they're not going to get top four, in my opinion. No. Yes, they probably can challenge for a Europa League. But if you ask any Arsenal fan, I think they would like to have a season out of the Europa League. They've spent the last 3 seasons in the Europa League travelling to Armenia, Romania, all these crap countries, all these countries, where actually if they have a season out, focus on the league, I reckon they could potentially do well. So I'm just hoping, some of the main players have Slavia Prague in their mind. I think they play on Thursday. So hopefully we can nick a win.
Yeah, good point. And what about you, Sonny? You're the optimist, mate?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm the optimist. I'm probably a little bit actually less optimistic than RJ in certain aspects. I think I mirror a lot of his points. The things that I think are potentially a bit of a risk with regards to going in and going, Liverpool going to win, the bookies have got actually quite big favourites, which would mirror what RJ is saying and what everyone would think, Liverpool should win. We are better away from home, what RJ said, and definitely away from home is where we want to be playing at the moment rather than at Anfield, just purely for the fact that I think results have been so poor. The big elephant in the room is Tuesday night, Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. Away. If you said, the other week, Jacob, when I was on there for the Wolves one, I said, look, you've got any chance of getting top 4, you've got to beat Wolves. And we did. Mm-hmm. So, great. Again, if you've got any chance of getting top 4, you've got to beat Arsenal. That's the truth. However, if you said to me you can win one game out of the 2, you know which one I would pick. And that's the truth. And with Jurgen Klopp, Firmino's back now. He's been training. Salah and Mane played 2 games. Do you go and play them 2? Then considering Tuesday as well, So I think he's going to mix it a little bit more than what it might be assumed that he would mix it, put it away. But I think what Ard said, yeah, well, we've got the other choices apart from Kabak and Phillips, and they've actually done all right together. Phillips actually got Player of the Month for us. So, yeah, the more game time they play together, the better for us. Fabinho back in the midfield, absolutely vital. We just look so much more fluid. We was a bit rocky against Wolves, but definitely in string a run of games now, this is the time to put them together, and then that should hopefully get you to top four, and that should get you further down the route in Champions League. And especially with the Champions League draw opening up, I know it's going away from the Premier League, but get past Real Madrid, who are not the greatest team at the moment, bit similar to Liverpool at the moment, probably the form. Chelsea, Porto, and if someone said to me, start of season, that's your potential semi-final.
Yeah, mate.
You would take that. So, but remember, at the final, you'll play Man City, PSG, or Bayern Munich. So, or Dortmund. Yeah. I definitely think what Arjun was saying is totally bang on. I think the game is going to be a tight one. I don't think it's going to be, and I do think both teams are going to mix the bag purely for the fact Europe. I think both teams will mix the bag to an extent, and I think that's going to be very important.
And I think, yeah, you both said that about the teams concentrating on Europe. That's why I think, if I'm being honest, it'll be a good game. There'll be goals, and I think it'll be Desmond. I think it'll be 2-2. I just think that the things that you both can rely on is the attacks, and the things that you're thinking, please don't mess it up, is your defences. Both of them. Do you know what I mean? It's like David Luiz has been all right, but he's always got a mistake in him. You've got, Arsenal have got 3 right backs, and they don't know which one they're going to choose each week. Probably, if I was going to say a key player for Arsenal that you guys need to watch out for, would probably be Tierney, because if he's basically a left winger, but then he can also defend. He's like, for me, on form, he's probably the best left back in the league at the minute. But and we all know Salah don't like going the other way, so literally Tierney would be left wing. So if you can make sure Trent's stopping that left wing, it'd be the same thing as what happened when Arsenal beat Spurs. You've probably got better players in them positions, but it was Bale that didn't want to track back, and then you had Doherty that was just getting rinsed. So, if Alexander Arnold's getting rinsed on that side by them two, they're a match for anybody. But
I'm just hoping with obviously Trent not being picked for the England team. He's had 2 weeks off, and to be fair, it's probably 2 weeks that he needed to take off. Just to kind of recuperate.
He's still a kid.
Try and refocus. Still a kid, exactly. So I'm hoping he'll be, he'll have a good game on tomorrow night, and hopefully a few crosses, a few good set pieces, and hopefully we can try and nick a couple of goals.
Yeah. So what do you reckon the score will be, Aj, before we go?
Going for 2-1. I've got a sneaky feeling Firmino will score. So I'm going to go for 2-1. He's got a good record against Arsenal, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got a very good record against Arsenal. But I suspect Jota will start in place of Firmino, I think. But I'm hoping Firmino will come on and then get the winner for us. That's my prediction.
No worries. Thanks, Arjun. What about you, Sonny?
Yeah, 2-1 is probably... You do see goals, don't you? Purely for the fact both defences are not... You can't see 1-0 either way, really, can you? 2-1 is probably the most... If I was a betting person, that's probably what you'd go. Obviously, we would always back Liverpool. I think Arsenal, like you said, they got going forward is good, but really, if you keep them quiet, you should be all right. And to be fair, the boys at the back, I know they're not experienced defenders; they're actually quite solid defenders when they need to be. So, 2-1, I'd say as well. If we score early, like I said, I think maybe we might score 3. But it's kind of, if we score early or not, it's hard to judge this Liverpool team at the moment. It's very, very different from
it's very
the norm.
I agree, boys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game. I'm going to be at my cousin's still probably after the game. So what we'll do, I think the game finishes in and around 9:30. So about 10 o'clock, we'll have a catch up and review the game. So when your emotions are nice and raw.
No worries.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sweet. So I'll send you the invite, and have a good night, boys. And I'll see you tomorrow.
No worries. Take care, mate.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Serge. Bye now. Bye.
I'll see you in a bit.